Hey everybody, in this brief little video, we are just going to talk about some pointers for researching your speech topic for the purpose of writing our persuasive speeches. All right, so let's talk about just the basics. Before we can begin, we need to make sure that we all have access to our Mastery Number 2 Topic Research Log. This is the document that each of you are going to be using to house all of the information that you gather throughout your research process. So you're going to follow the screenshot here on the screen in order to locate that document inside of our lessons 7 through 9 folder. Now, while this is a foundational part of our speech drafting, engaging in this research process and demonstrating your ability to effectively use search terms and different search engines and databases and to vet each of these sources for credibility is one of our mastery learning standards. So I will be evaluating this research log as part of your overall persuasive speech grade. So just keep that in mind. All right, now the very first phase of the research process is something that we're going to call exploratory research. So each of you have identified a topic for your speech at this point. And now what we want to do is we want to spend some time just sort of immersing ourselves in that topic. We're all going to have varying levels of prior knowledge about that particular topic. Some of you may feel like you're already experts, and some of you may feel like this is a topic that is of general interest, but maybe not something that you know a whole lot about. So we're going to start with the following objectives. We're going to use this phase simply to increase our personal knowledge of our topics. We're then going to explore the different and conflicting perspectives on that topic, because that can be really, really valuable as we head into the drafting phase, not only knowing the position that we align ourselves with, but also knowing what other people think and feel about that topic. We also want to really consider the appropriate size and scope for our topic. At this point, our idea may be really, really big, or it may be really, really narrow. And we're going to find that out once we start plugging in some of our search terms into a search engine and finding out what kind of information comes back to us. Now, it is perfectly appropriate at this phase of the process to expand or to shrink the size and scope of our topic depending upon the information that we encounter. So feel free to make those adjustments as you work. As you research that topic and you maybe find a particular perspective on that topic or a particular aspect of that topic that is maybe more interesting to you, feel free to narrow and then adjust your search terms to more specifically focus on that piece of it. Or likewise, if you're plugging your search terms into your search engine and you're not getting enough information back, then we want to think about expanding a little bit so that maybe we're giving ourselves access to a larger amount of information. And then naturally, although you may already have a hunch about this, what we're going to do over the course of the process of this exploratory research is we're going to get a good feel for how we actually feel about this topic so that we can then begin to form our own point of view and eventually what will become our thesis statement, what we specifically believe and want to argue regarding our topic. Now, as you are doing this process, we want to make sure that we are informally verifying the credibility of each source that we access. It's really, really important that we're drawing information only from credible sources. If you are unsure about what makes a source credible, please make sure that you use the provided hyperlinks. That's going to give you a checklist of questions to consider as you're vetting that source. Now, it's also very likely at this point during our exploratory research that we may come across sources, maybe websites or articles or journals that are really, really, really helpful to us. And we may want to hold on to those and dig a little deeper into them later on. So please feel free to save those sources either by creating just a list of those hyperlinks or permalinks, or maybe even bookmarking them inside of your browser. Now, once you've given yourself a good chunk of time just to sort of delve deeper into your topic, enough to really form that specific point of view on that topic, the next phase of the research process is what we call targeted research. So this is where we know what our position is. We know what we want to argue, and now we need to actually go back and look for the specific information that we need. So all of this information is going to be logged in the targeted research portion of our research log. You'll notice that I'm asking for a little bit more specific information here. You're going to gather your evidence from no less than 4 credible research sources. You'll want to document the title of that source, the URL or permalink of that source. You will need to provide an explanation for why you have found this source to be credible. And then you will also need to provide an APA citation for your source, because that's going to ultimately make its way into our references page at the end of our speech. Now, in addition to those nitty-gritty little details about the source itself, we also want to make sure that we are carefully reading each source and we are extracting any valuable findings. That means really great quotes or statistics or facts about our topic that are really going to help us to make the case that we want to make. So make sure that we are adding that to this bulleted section here below the source information. Now, the last piece that we want to talk about is how we are actually documenting our sources. And what I am encouraging each of you to use is the Google Citations tool that's built directly into Google Docs. Now, you have access to both of these help videos in our Schoology classroom, and I'll make sure to also add them to the comment section of this video. If you need a little bit more familiarity with how to use this tool, you want to watch the first video, the Google Docs Citation Tool tutorial. And if you are working on an iPad, you are going to need to adjust a few settings on your iPad in order to be able to access this tool. In that case, you're going to want to watch that second video. So please make some time to do that. All right, enjoy this phase. This is always a fun part of the process of writing something, because it's just about indulging your curiosity and learning things new. All right, so enjoy yourself and feel free to rewind this video and rewatch any sections as needed.